can't find what we need. We get a little restless from the search and get a little worn down in between. Like a bull chasing a matador, there's a man left to his own schemes, but everybody needs someone beside, shining like a lighthouse from the sea. Brother, let me be your shelter, never leave you all alone. I can be the one you call when you're alone. Brother, let me be your fortress, the night with the driving on. Be the one to light the way, bring it home. Face down in the desert now, there's a cage locked around my heart. I found a way to drop the keys when my failures were. Now my hands can't reach that far. I ain't made for
Hi, my name is Chris Fuller. I joined the Marine Corps when I was 19 and got out when I was 23.
I am strong. It's your love that brings.
I joined the Marine Corps because it was shortly after 9/11 happened, and I felt I was obligated to help defend my country. Your heart kind of sinks a little bit when you realize that we're vulnerable. You know, you hear about wars going on all over the world, but they never come home, and that one did. I attended boot camp at MCRD San Diego. It was the toughest 3 months of my life and one of the greatest accomplishments that I've ever accomplished in my life.
The Army, they take people from all over the country and they try and get them to think in a certain way, and to do that you have to get rid of some bad habits. So the first couple of weeks is really that positive control where they control every minute of your day, and it seems like you wonder what do I have to do something right, but so it was scary. You know, you had to eat a certain way and walk a certain way and learn a new language, and just don't be the first one and don't be the last one. Just be somewhere in the middle, and things were eventually it was going to be okay.
Scared. I had no idea what I was getting into, and it was unlike anything I've ever experienced in my life. I first deployed to Fallujah, Iraq in 2005. I was not prepared for my first tour. It probably took a good month and a half to 2 months before I really felt comfortable with what was going on. Well, Helena, Montana is a comfortable place to live, and you're relaxed and at ease. And when you're deployed overseas, nothing is relaxed, and you're always on edge. And you just, yeah, you can't calm down. Stressful situation. The trip home was very exciting. Even though it was 21 hours, I was just ready to be home, so I just drove straight through and kind of gave me motivation to get it over with. Driving in Iraq is very aggressive. Obviously, you don't let anyone close to you. You're very on edge all the time. Driving in America, when you first come back, is very difficult because you want to drive like that and you can't, and so it's very stressful when you first drive when you come back stateside. first week was kind of overwhelming because everyone wants to see you when you come home, and so you kind of just want to chill out and relax a little bit, and everyone wants to see you, so you're running around doing stuff all the time. And it's kind of stressful, but it's a good stressful. I couldn't really sleep very well when I came home without the assistance of alcohol. That was the only way I could go to sleep. I don't know, I guess the severity of it. I wasn't ready for the severity of what I was gonna have to deal with. It was tough to see my friends that I used to hang out with back in the day. It didn't sink in for them what was going on and what I had just been through. So it was pretty tough for me to hang out with them for a while. Personally, for me, when I came home, my toughest challenge was my anger and my temper. And I think that was fueled by not sleeping well, and I just felt like no one understood. So I've had a huge chip on my shoulder. Society as a whole, I feel, has a lack of understanding of what our veterans are going through when they come home. For a community and a country to be successful, everyone has to do their part, and you can't just sit back and say, I live in America and I'm free, and not do anything to help the situation. Realize that freedom isn't free and that you have to fight for it and earn it. My family encouraged me to contact the VA. I think they could tell that I was struggling with some stuff and that I was drinking quite a bit, and they wanted me to get help.
Well, the toughest part for reintegration for me was just trying to figure out where I stood. I like to use the analogy of moral compass and the compass needle spinning rapidly, and just trying to gain your bearing on a foundation of something.
Well, you know, she's managed to find, she's the vice president of the veterans group over there, so she's managed to find a group to associate with, because that's the thing you always look for. When you go through experiences with people that you can't explain or that most of society doesn't go through, you look for that kind of, those like people to identify with, and she's done a good job of that, as well as carry on with some other interests that she has. So I think she's finally found a balance, but for the first year or so it was tough, because she was that angry American who just couldn't understand why people weren't moving fast enough, or not a lot of tolerance.
I knew where to look because I grew up in Helena, so I obviously knew we had a VA here. So when I came home, I knew that if I needed anything, I could come out here.
Get a little restless from the search and get a little worn down in between. Like a bull chasing the matador, this man left to his own schemes.
My first experience with the VA was positive, in that I could tell that people were really trying to help me. If I lived in a faraway town and didn't have my VA right here in town, I'd probably be one of the stubborn guys that never came down and just sucked it up and dealt with it. I think the stereotype for PTSD and mental injuries, and I think it absolutely prevents people from accessing help. Feel like your rights are infringed upon. And, I don't think that's fair.
I ain't made for rivalry. I can never take the world alone. I know that in my weakness I am strong. It's your love that brings me home.
I went to the VOTEC here in Helena for my fire science degree, which is what I use my GI Bill for.
I can be the one you call when you're low.
It was very difficult going to college. I would have been, 24, 25. My average peer group was 18, 19.
I think that Montana does a great job of opening their arms to people and providing services, but we also know that we understand that veterans need services, and we understand that communities don't always have them. There isn't that range of community-based counseling services or inpatient treatment in everywhere where these people are. So I guess what I would encourage communities to do is look in their EMS community, whether it's volunteer ambulance people or QRUs or small clinics, and say, what can we do to increase our capacity to help these people who are choosing to live in our communities.
Once service members return, they usually return to life so they can reintegrate and move on with the next phase. So if the community can just rally around them and show them, yes, you are of value, yes, we know bad things happened, how can we help you get through them, that would be the best the community could do.